If you want to learn how to do basic video editing, I'm going to demonstrate right now, slowly and clearly. I have a tripod set up for mine so that I can just speak and not worry about holding the camera. I'm going to plug in a microphone so that my audio is better, and I'll clip that right on here. I'm not going to film this in a social media app. I'm going to film this in my regular camera. I'm just going to record, and I'm not even going to stop the camera. I'm going to record it in segments. I'm going to think about what I want to say, record each piece, and then pause myself, and then keep talking. And then I'm going to edit out the dead space later. So you can just let the camera keep running if you don't want to hit the pause button. Here we go. If you want to know where else you could find my tutorials, I'm on Instagram, YouTube, and I have an email list where I share tips every single week. I also have a personalized creator coacher. I also have a personalized creator coaching program. Just go here to find everything. All right, now we're going to edit. I'm going to use Capcut to edit, which is really easy to use. Open up Capcut. I'm going to make sure I'm on the edit screen on the bottom, not the profile, and tap New Project. I'm going to add that video to the project. Tap it and add. Now I'm going to edit this, and it's easy to scroll along and move to when you first start speaking because we want to cut off the dead space in the beginning, but it's also helpful to take 2 fingers and zoom in on the timeline, and then you can go slower and get to the part where you're first speaking. So I'm going to look at it, and it looks like I'm just about to speak right here. So I tap the timeline, I click split, then I tap on the beginning part, and I look for the delete button, and I tap delete. So now it should start right when I'm speaking. If you want to know where else you could find my tutorials, I'm on Instagram, YouTube, and I have an email list where I share tips every single week. I also have a personalized creator coacher. Okay, so that's where I made a mistake. So I'm going to go back and get to the part where I finished speaking about my email list. Email list where I share tips every single week. I'm going to pause right there before I start speaking again because this is where I made the mistake. So I want to eliminate the mistake. All right, so I want to finish that line, and before I start speaking, back here, slide back a little bit, I'm going to tap on the timeline and click split. And now I'm going to scroll forward. I can play it and get to when I'm saying it, and I do it better the second time. So let's... I have a personalized creator coacher. I also have a... Okay, right there. So I messed up twice, and I'm about to say it again here. So just as I'm about to say it again, I can go slowly along. And oop, it looks like I'm just about to speak right there. So I'm going to stop on the timeline. This is called the timeline. I'm going to tap split, and now I'm going to get rid of all of this where I was making the mistake and my head was turning and all of that, and I just highlight it. And just to show you, if I zoom back out, you can see that we have a beginning scene, the middle scene, which is when I messed up and looked away and then looked back. So I'm going to tap this middle section, and I'm going to delete it. And so now we should have a clean video that goes from one thought to the next directly. So I'm going to make it bigger, and I'll play it. If you want to know where else you could find my tutorials, I'm on Instagram, YouTube, and I have an email list where I share tips every single week. I also have a personalized creator coaching program. Just go here to find everything. All right, so that is a nice, clean, edited video. Now I also want to show on the screen some of these things. So what I want to do is add text when I start mentioning my email list. So I'm going to play it. If you want to know where else you could find my tutorials, I'm on Instagram. Okay, so maybe when I say I'm on Instagram, when I get to that part, you can see me saying it here, I'm on Instagram. I'm about to say Instagram right there. So I put my cursor on that spot and I tap text. And now I'm going to add text. And I'm going to type in my username on Instagram. So I'm going to type @UBE. Now you'll notice it's kind of going to be really small if I do that. So I'm going to go up here, and after I say the mothership, I'm going to hit return. So it puts it on 2 lines. And I'll just take out the word on. I don't think we need that. And now I'm going to tap on it, and I'm going to pick a style. So I've got to choose a style. I'm going to scroll along here. Let's pick a nice simple one like that. Could also do it in green. I like it in white, and then hit the check mark. And now I can pinch this and slide it over here, and I'll be speaking about on Instagram, YouTube, and then when I start to say and I have an email list, let's see, I want to change to my email list. So YouTube, and I have okay right here. So right, and I have I'm going to highlight. We always have to be highlighted on the thing that you want to impact. So I'm going to highlight on the text, and in this case I'm just going to split and get rid of the rest of it, and I'm going to add text, and I'm going to add a new block of text here. So typing in my website. All right, and then that will come in the same place. Let's make sure it's centered, just like that. Hit the check mark. So let's see what happens now. YouTube, and oh, there's something funny here. Edit. I think I have too many lines. There we go, that's better. Now I'm going to check it again. YouTube, and I have an email list where I share tips every single week. I think I'm going to let this one stay on till the end. So I'm just going to drag it and then lock it to the end. So you can just drag the ends of your scenes to make them shorter or longer. And you can do the same thing on your live action scenes. You can drag them or you can split them and cut. All right, let's take a quick look at it, and then I'm going to show you something else. If you want to know where else you could find my tutorials, I'm on Instagram, YouTube, and I have an email list where I share tips every single week. I also have a personalized creator coaching program. Just go here to find everything. So that's my whole video. My text was a little longer than my video, so I'm going to just make sure I lock it to the end like that. The other thing you can do is add captions while you're speaking. You can tap auto captions and let it generate those auto captions. And then you'll see they're generated here and they'll pop on like that. We're going to want to pick a style for the auto captions. You can pick from something like this where they blink on. You can see, let's try this one for example. And now when I press the check mark and I play the video, you'll see what's going to happen here. If you want to know where else you could find my tutorials, I'm on Instagram, YouTube, and I have an email list. Everything. All right, and when it comes to the captions, you can tap on them. If you tap on, I think you just have to tap on one of them, and you can slide them and you can put them somewhere else on the scene, and then it moves all of them. So you can have them at the top of your scene instead of the bottom, like that. If you want to know where else you could find my tutorials, I'm on Instagram, YouTube, and... The other thing to learn is that if you tap this, or if your settings are not set correctly, it's going to add an ending like this on all of your videos. So you can simply tap it and delete it, but you can also go to your settings. If you go on your profile, and then you go up to your settings, and then you see add default ending, just make sure you toggle that off. If it's on, it's going to add that ending every time. So just toggle that off, and then you won't have that added onto the end of your videos. When you're done editing your video, you're going to want to export it. And if you do this and share it directly to TikTok, you're going to end up with a watermark on your video. So you definitely want to click done and then upload it. So then go to TikTok and then go to your posts and then pick your most recent video, which is the one you just created, and tap that, and then you can upload it. This way it doesn't have a Capcut watermark on it. I hope you learned something new, and now you know where else you can find me.